Hi guys, it's Senay and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing an updated nose contouring routine. So the last time I did one of these videos was well over a year ago, and I feel like my technique has definitely gotten a lot better since then. So if you couldn't tell already, I do have a cold, so my nose is very blocked, so I do apologize on how beautifully husky my voice is at the moment. So at the moment I do have all my makeup done apart from my nose. I do have foundation on my nose, but that is it. I haven't set it with any powders just so I can still work with cream products when contouring my nose. So I usually do this when I'm doing my makeup, but I didn't want to skip any steps in how I do contour my nose. So the concealer I used today was just this Essence Mousse concealer, and I did use it under my eyes to highlight. But usually when I'm highlighting in this kind of triangle shape, I like to come up on the side of the nose, which I haven't done yet, so I'm going to do that now. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the side of my nose, just bringing it up kind of to the bridge, and just blend it out. So when highlighting the sides of your nose, it gives that illusion that this area is more of a cheek area, if you know what I mean. It kind of brings the nose in, but you do have to make sure you do contour as well. You can't just do the highlighting part and expect your nose to look thinner or smaller. The contouring and highlighting always go hands in hand, so this is the first step I like to do, just to kind of bring that area in, and then we will start creating the shadow to make the nose actually look thinner. But you can use any kind of light concealer or foundation of your choice to do this step. It doesn't have to be the product I'm using today. You can use whatever you want. Okay, so to start off contouring, I've got my Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit. So this is what it looks like right here. So the color I'm going to use today is this middle one right here, and I'm just going to use a small synthetic brush. So I'm just going to dip my brush into that color. Always use a little bit at first, don't go in heavy-handed, otherwise it's going to be really hard to fix. Always start with a little and work your way up. Okay, so I'm going to start by shading under my nose, and when doing this it makes the nose look shorter. I feel like starting under the nose is always the easiest area to kind of start from. Well, for me personally it is, just because nose contouring can be a little bit tricky. So I'm going to start by putting two lines down the side of my nose, but making sure they're quite close together so the nose looks thinner. So I'm going to start from here. I'm not going to start up here at my eye because I feel like there's no purpose in that. When I see it, I just don't see any purpose in it because I'm trying to contour my nose, not the hollows of my eyes. So I'm going to start from about here, and I'm going to go closer in, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to actually start on the side of my nose because otherwise it's going to make my nose look bigger. I'm going to go closer. I'm just going to start blending out those lines a little bit. I just had like a massive coughing fit, so my eyes are like really watery at the moment. So cream contouring is definitely more forgiving than powder contouring, because once you place powder down, it's really hard to blend out. But when it comes to cream, you can kind of fix it and wipe it away or put more foundation on to clean up the edges. So it is a little bit more forgiving, but I like to do this first and then go in with my powders because it makes it even more kind of intense and precise. But nose contouring is definitely practice, practice, practice. It doesn't just happen overnight. It took me quite a long time to learn how to contour my nose. So I'm just going to go back in with my concealer and just clean up the sides of my nose. So if I feel like I've blended it out too far, this is where you can kind of clean it up and bring it back in, if you know what I mean. So we're going to bring it back in, clean it up. So now I'm going to take the colour Fair out of the contour kit, and I'm going to put a little bit down my nose kind of to bring that forward to make it look even more slender and skinny. Very thinly down the nose. You don't want to do it too wide, otherwise it's totally going to wreck everything you just did. And you can blend this out with your finger or this brush, it's totally up to you. I'm going to start off with my finger and maybe just a little bit with the brush. Okay, so I think I'm pretty happy with how I've contoured my nose at the moment. I don't want to go any further just because I feel like it can start looking a bit obvious that it's really contoured. So I'm going to leave the cream part here, and now we're going to set this area, and then I might use a little bit of contour powder as well. I'm just going to take a little bit of banana powder and set the highlight on the sides of my nose. Okay, so I've just set the highlighted areas on the side of my nose. I avoided where I contoured, otherwise I would have covered it and it would have ruined all the work that I did. So now I'm taking my Models Prefer mineral powder. So I'm just going to lightly set kind of all over my nose. This won't take away any of the work I did just because it is a translucent powder. So I'm only taking the tiniest bit and I'm just using a little brush, and I'm just going to lightly pat that down. I like to do this before I go in with my contour powder, otherwise it will just stick to the foundation and to the concealer and it's really hard to blend out. So I like to set the area completely before I go in with any dark powders. So to give my nose a little bit more definition, I'm going to use my Bahama Mama bronzer. Again, I'm just using a really small brush and tapping off the excess. I'm just going to start under the nose and kind of just go over where I contoured, just to deepen it up a little bit more. And I'm barely touching my nose, like I'm literally feathering this on. Okay guys, so that's pretty much it. I hope you found this video helpful in some way, shape or form. I'm not sure if you can tell in the camera that my nose looks smaller, but it definitely does in person, and I love contouring my nose this way. So I feel like I've definitely gotten better with nose contouring over time. So just make sure you take your time and practice and sit down and practice some more, just because it doesn't happen overnight. I didn't know how to contour my nose, I didn't know how to contour my face, I didn't know how to do winged liner, but it does all come with time. It really just takes practice. So as usual, all my social networks are linked down below. So my Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter and Instagram is always linked down below, as well as my vlog channel. So I feel like I always forget to say this, but make sure you subscribe if you want to be updated every week when I upload new videos. But anyway, I'll see you guys very soon in my next one. Bye!